Well, it's raining out here. I figured this is the best spot to have a little bit of a chat in the greenhouse to protect me from the rain and to protect my camera. Stay tuned. We're just going to have a state of the homestead in the early spring. Just share with you guys what's going on around here. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. A lot going around the homestead today. And this last, the last week and the coming weeks, because we're in spring. There's a lot of work to do. I'm excited because my pickup got its new engine in it. As you guys seen those who are following me, I blew the engine on a truck on a big mountain up here in Southern Oregon on the freeway. Yeah, it wasn't pretty, and I really missed my truck. So I went and got another engine. We dropped that in there. And same time, my Ford Thunderbird, the engine was busted in that, so we put a new engine in that. And I sent them out on 2 different mechanics to have them done. My car's done. It's coming home in the next couple of days. They just have to test drive it, and we should be good to go. And the only other vehicle I have to get done is the Chevy 1-ton dually. I have to pull it up into the carport, jack it up. I'm dropping the transmission, then I'm taking the transmission out, taking it apart, and then I'll rebuild the transmission myself. So, my riding lawnmower, I bent the blade, so I just have to fix the blade on it. Maybe change the blades or find out what it's hitting on. That's all I need to do with that riding lawnmower, and we're ready for the season. My tractor won't start. I'm thinking maybe it is not the glow plugs, but I'm thinking it's just a dirty, clogged up fuel filter. I do have a fuel filter, so we're just going to go ahead and change the fuel filter on the tractor. Don't know how to do it. It's a diesel tractor, never worked on diesel before. So I'm going to take a crash course at the University of YouTube and figure out how to do this. So yeah, with it being spring on the homestead, we've got, I'm taking care of my beehives. I had to take the frames out and lay them on the ground because these hives were in storage and wax moths got into them. So I just set them out on the ground. And then I'll flip them after a while, and I'll let the chickens go in and eat all the larvae from the wax moths, clean those frames up. Now these have a plastic wax-coated foundation, which is, it makes it pretty durable. So what I usually do is I just pressure clean it and get it all off of there, and then the bees will rebuild it out. I did go ahead and order 3 nukes of bees, so my buddy's coming over tonight, and I'm going to purchase some nukes for him and fill out, so I'll have 4 hives going, and then once the weather warms up a little bit, I really don't want to irritate my ladies in these beehives by opening them up when it's raining and cold. We're going to save that for later. Yeah, this is just some honey.
Show off on your camera.
Okay. There's her Royal Highness in her little queen cage. And this is Candy Plug, and the bees will eat that out and release her. Do we need to poke that out with a nail?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, top feeder. Okay, this is my buddy Ken Mulestein from Zombie Apiaries that I purchased the bees from. If you guys are in the area, Southern Oregon of the region, you can tag him for some bees. He'll be able to supply you. I worked with Ken for many years at the hospital. He
Right.
now teaches.
I do teach.
Yes.
Rural Community College.
Excellent. And got anything? 3 frames each hive, 3 kings. Some of them brood, some of them food. I split out some food and brood out of my other hive, my main hive that I have. And just watch these ladies and they'll be on the road to success, fingers crossed.
No, they will be on the road to success.
I hope so. I hope so. Now that I'm retired, I can spend a lot of time. And now I know where I failed at.
Oh, okay.
Not repeat those failures. Like
Exactly.
put the feeder up in front of the hives and do entrance feeders. Taboo. Don't put your feeders anywhere near your hives. If you're going to feed your bees separately, each hive separately, do it inside the hive, like I showed you guys when we set up inside. Just put them in top, put an empty box over the top of it, slap your lid on there, and then I'm going to check my jars about every 2 days because the hives aren't that big right now, so we're going to give them time to grow out.
We also put protein patties on.
Yes.
So I follow Randy Oliver at scientificbeekeeping.com. He did a trial on all the pollen patties that are available in the market, and Global currently is #1 because the amino acid profile is perfect.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ken.
So you got
So
Global
much.
patties on there.
This thing has ants on it. This is my worm bin. And it attracted ants. Anyway, next to the bees, once I got all my bee yard reorganized, I'm collecting chicken eggs and I'm storing them in these incubators. I got 2 incubators here. I've got chicken and turkey eggs in here. I went and collected a turkey egg today up there in the turkey house. I've got a goose laying on her 2 geese. 2 geese laying on clutches of eggs, so I'm letting them hatch their own eggs. But in this other incubator, I'm collecting duck eggs and goose eggs and hatching them myself because my ducks aren't too smart for hatching their own eggs. I've never had any luck with the ducks hatching their own. So that breed of duck is worthless. It's a Pekin duck. I'm thinking of just changing the duck breed out altogether. I'll go ahead and hatch these out. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 duck eggs in there. I collected 1 this morning. And yeah, so everybody's laying. I got bunny rabbits, baby rabbits due coming up here in a couple of days. I went ahead and put the nesting boxes in there. 2 of the rabbits, a buck and a doe, are already sold, and they get to their new home with the babies because the buyer wanted me to go ahead and breed them. So they're going with the babies over to their new home. I also sold 12 hens. No, I have 12 hens. I sold 6 hens and 1 rooster because I have 2 roosters. And then my baby goats, all 4 baby goats, get to go to a new home this next week. Also, let me show you something. Look at the shirt, okay? I want to show you something. We're hatching out baby chicks. I set up this brooder down here with one of those heat, it's a screw-in heat lamp, or it's not a lamp, it's just a heating element, and they use those in for amphibians and stuff. Well, anyway, I got a baby chick. We have 3 of them hatching, and these are from the green eggs. So the green eggs are being laid by that black hen, and I got 2 off-colored hens. The rest of my hens, they lay brown eggs. So they're buff Orpington chickens. But this baby I just pulled it out of the incubator today and put it in the brooder, and all 3 of these seem to be really thriving. And I got some I got some feather dusters down there. So they have, if they get kind of cold or drafty, it's in the greenhouse, so it won't get too drafty in here. So if they get too cold, they'll go into the feather dusters. I've seen them huddle into the feather dusters because they simulate the mama's broodiness. Yeah. So it's warm enough in there. It's warm enough in the greenhouse. And then I've got this other brooder right here I'm setting up right now for the baby geese. I've done a show on this before when I built it. I just took a regular tote tub, drilled some holes in the bottom because, you know, waterfowl, ducks and geese, they get really messy with the water, and I want the water to be able to drain out instead of pool in there. Yeah, it's not bad, not good for them. But I think the greenhouse will be warm enough for them, draft free. I won't have to worry about putting a lamp or a light in here, but I designed it to use those incandescent, 100-watt incandescent bulb. I don't even think they make them anymore, but during an estate cleanup, I found a couple of cases of incandescent light bulbs, so I do have them in my inventory if I need them, and I could still use it if I need it. So I got to set this up today because those babies are due to hatch starting today. As far as the greenhouse goes, I started a lot of plants indoors because Mother Nature was really throwing a lot of tricks on us this year. We kept getting buried in snow with thaw, melt, snow again, thaw, melt. So I repeatedly buried my garden in snow. So I just said, heck with it, I'll just come in here and start a lot of plants indoors. So as you can see, I've got a lot of them started. They're doing very well. I got flowers going on in here. I got the vegetables going on in here. They're doing very well. I'm really impressed by how well they're doing. Of course, it's a greenhouse. And I'm going to do some improvements on the greenhouse. I know I said that in years past, but there's 2 things that were really getting in my way about doing the greenhouse and getting it painted and improved. And that was money. And then also it was time because I was working full-time at the hospital, and then there was a lack of funds. Now, money, it's still an issue, but we have a little bit we can get paint, at least get paint, and I ultimately would like to put a cement floor with drains in it in here to keep the rodents out because I still have like a vole that gets in here and eats my plants. I've gotten evidence of it somehow getting in here. Right now I just have a plywood laying on the floor to keep me out of the mud during the muddy season. And yes, I am using my greenhouse, at least a small portion of it, probably about 3% of it for storage because I'm storing stuff that was on the deck in here because we're getting ready to another big project. I got the material for it. We're tearing the deck apart. We're painting the entire house. We're putting a new deck floor on, and all the material from the existing deck will go to other jobs because I want to repurpose those. We're going to do a lot of repair, a lot of upgrades, and then I can put my deck back together and then go from there. We also plan to do a complete kitchen renovation this year, hopefully in 3 or 4 months, maybe 5 months. I've been online right now, not purchasing, but going through the store and putting in the shopping cart the items that I need, because my wife's getting new flooring, I'm putting new ceiling in, new wall covering, she's getting all new cabinets, all new cupboards, all new countertops, and then new appliances. So we're gonna go whole hog. I'm expecting to pay around $8,000 on the whole thing. I think I can get it out of the budget this year. We'll see. It's going to be tight, but we have other projects coming forward and going from there. I want to point out Also, since we're in the greenhouse and the garden, I got my garden beds all ready for planting out there now. We're supposed to have nice weather, so I got my soil ready. So all I have to do is just rake it out and get it ready. And then I'm going to put some more mulch on it, some more cedar mulch. Because what cedar does is it repels rodents. And if there are any rodents in there, it'll kill them. Because cedar is a good repellent because of the odor. They just don't like it. And I think snakes don't like it either. So I found, since I laid the cedar down last year, I haven't had a rodent problem. Plus, I have these other little rodent devices that I put in the ground. They're solar powered. They put out this noise. I'll leave a link down below so you guys can go purchase those. They work great. So, yeah, that's my excuse for the using this as storage. I don't like it, but I have no choice. And it was basically it's winter months, and we don't grow much here in the winter or the summer. But I'm trying to work it out where I can just have this thing stocked full year round, or at least through the winter months, and give us some fresh vegetables during the winter months. Because through the summer, the spring, summer, and fall, I'm growing a lot. I can a lot. My pantry is full of goods, so we're not going to go hungry. We've got plenty of food stored up, and we're just growing what I eat and what I can lay in store. The only thing we don't grow or store, but it grows year-round in the garden, and that's Swiss chard and kale. And we eat a lot of chard and kale. So these things grow year-round, so I don't have to preserve those. I just plant them once. And these are like second year. This will be the third year of the kale and the Swiss chard. Also, I planted last fall, I planted my garlic, and it's getting taller. It's coming up. Seems like it's doing well. I got some potatoes in there. Oh my gosh, they were really good. Really good potatoes. Big potatoes. They were the red variety. Becky and I don't eat many potatoes, and we just quit eating tomatoes, so there's no point in growing tomatoes anymore. If I do a tomato, it'll be one plant for maybe something, because a tomato is an inflammatory, and Becky and I have problems with inflammation, so there's no point in eating any products that causes inflammation to exacerbate what we're having a problem with, right? And also, we were waiting for the sun to come out to dry things up so we can start filming that other show. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to link that where it's going to be monetized with my channel, because all the revenue from that channel it's kind of be called Where Buffalo Roam is the name of the channel. I'll leave a link to the site on YouTube so you guys can go there and subscribe, and then once you subscribe you could see the first video as it pops up. But we were waiting for it to dry up and the animals to get cleaned off, because they don't look pretty right now. As you can see in some of these videos, they're kind of muddy. So we want to get a good presentation for you guys, and I think the first show will be an overview of and an introduction to the ranch and where we'll be filming. He's my neighbor. I'm partnering with him. I'm helping him and his family out. We're going to raise funds to help with these animals. It's an animal preservation organization, not what do you call it? It's not a non-profit yet. But we're going to have merchandise, shirts, hats, mugs. That's about it. So you guys can be able to purchase those. And what we're talking about is he's got Buffalo, of course, Where Buffalo Roam. And the subtitle is a safari experience. I think tentatively that's what it's going to be called, but definitely Where Buffalo Roam. We're going to be focusing on a couple of shows on the buffalo couple of shows on his elephants, couple of shows on the rhinoceros. He raised that from a baby, and we're going to give you a lot of information on that. A little bit of a hint, one of the elephants used to belong to the pop star Michael Jackson. Yep, it's Baba. And also, he's got some monkeys, he's got some cats, he's got some birds, and he's got plans for his ranch. He's also doing off-grid systems, so we're going to be also focusing on those instead of just animals. Plus, we're going to bring in a doctor in veterinary medicine in and do some more insightful dialogue for you guys to learn more about each animal, and probably offer the audience a chance to ask questions so we can field those questions for the most popular questions asked, and do a question and answer on the show and mention the asker or whatever, and just answer the questions for you guys. So this is basically the format we're setting up for the show where buffalo roam. I also have my art getting ready for the big art exhibit. I have to go down next week and get my pieces from Hobby Lobby. I took some down to get framed, specially framed, because these are two of my masterpieces, and they'll go on display at the gallery, and they'll be up for sale at the gallery. I will be having 2 consecutive shows at one gallery and then one show at another gallery. I didn't know I was going to do this. I thought I was only getting ready for one show, but when I was down there talking to them, they found out about my art, and that a lot of the pieces are award-winning art and hanging all in different places all over the world. They found out about it, and they got to see some of my art through my online stuff, so they want me to bring more pieces down. That I initially I thought I was only going to be one piece for one exhibit, so they said no, bring 2. And then there's another show right in another area of the same venue that they want me to contribute 5 pieces, and then the other gallery wants me to contribute some art over there for their special spot that they have. So when those happen, I'll take you guys with me, and we'll go do a special show down there. And you'll see the art, and also see how my art's displayed, and we'll go down to the other gallery and see that also. So that's going to be a special night for me, or a special day for me, and to be able to take you guys along with me. So yeah, it quit raining. So like I said, it's spring, it's busy. And I just wanted to give you guys an update on the state of the homestead. Stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing and clicking that bell icon. That alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Hey, give us a thumbs up. Share these videos on your social media platforms. And remember, be safe. Always be kind. We'll see you guys in my next adventure. Maybe it'll be riding a buffalo. I don't know. You never know what I'm going to do from time to time. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye now.